I'm very glad and very honored today to be sitting with you and with my new friend Asil, that I got to meet thanks to the organization of this panel. So Asil, welcome on stage, and thank you, the audience, for still bearing with us at, the end of the summit. We know it's always very challenging, but I assume we have to also thank President Trump for blocking the roads until 4:30, so we get to have your attendance with us, so thanks.
Agree.
Asil, so today, we're talking about a topic that has been, very hot during this summit, which is human capital, and the importance, of course, of building the right talents for Saudi hospitality. You are a living example of what empowering local talent is. Just for the audience to understand, back in 2009, Asil, who is now working at NEOM, was studying media. And then she decided to venture into hospitality and start over again. So she stopped media studies, joined a bachelor at Kent to study hospitality and tourism. And last year, she was the recipient of the Leaders of Tomorrow award here at FHS. So can we say that back in 2009, before getting the award, you were already a visionary? Because back then, there was no Vision 2030, hospitality was very nascent in Saudi, and some of your close members, you told me, literally said you were crazy.
Yeah.
So now that you won so many awards, who is crazy?
Yeah. Yeah, for me at that time it was a bit challenging because I have to start from the beginning, changing the major, and go for the hospitality. And I'm grateful that also I have a very supportive family and father who encouraged me, to study abroad, to go for the hospitality. So after I graduated and after the announcement of Vision 2030, I think they all know that I have made the right decision, and some of them, and their relative, their kids now are going for the hospitality. So at that time, I was crazy a bit for them, but things are changing, and this is the change we need. And I believe it's happening. We need the support from the parents and the family to encourage their children to go for the hospitality. So yeah.
So apparently craziness is on trend.
Exactly.
So if we dive into the heart of today's discussion, so really going back to the title of our session, in the context of NEOM and Vision 2030, what does empowering local talent really mean in your daily job? Because you hold a position at NEOM which is crucial, and that has been crucial for the past 5 years. You are building the hotel talent pipeline. So literally you are building the skills of the professionals that will create and participate in making NEOM a success in the future. So how does it translate into your daily activities?
So what we are doing, as you mentioned, we are preparing the local talents to join our hotels when it opens in NEOM. So we are providing them the best training, the best educational program, and I work very closely with all our students. And also we focus on, for example, in the internship that they are getting. And I always tell our students and deal with them not just as students, but as our future leaders and employees. And they all know that they are our ambassadors, they are representing NEOM, they are representing Saudi Arabia. So this is what we really focus on when it's come to empowering our talents and the development of our local talents.
And I believe that among your students, you have approximately 100
Yep.
of them under your
different
guidance and your
programs.
leadership at the moment.
Yes.
So it runs from vocational training to leadership development,
Yes.
is that correct?
So yeah, so we do have vocational programs, and we have also a bachelor degree program. So we divided them in two different categories. One of them is a national scholarship program, and the other one is international scholarship program. And the national one, we do have a partnership with Zadak Academy, which is a culinary arts academy in Al Khobar. We do have around 30 students there doing a diploma, 2 years diploma program. And also we have students are studying international hotels management as a bachelor degree in University of Prince Migrin in Medina. And for the international scholarship program, we have established this last September, and we currently having students studying at EHL, La Roche, and also in the UK. So yeah, we are really working on developing different programs. So we want to create Saudi chef, and also students or employees that works in the hotels industry, in the guest-facing roles, and etc.
So who knows, maybe one day one of your students will be participating in one of your favorite cooking show on MasterChef.
Exactly, exactly. And by the way, last seasons of Top Chef, it was at NEOM. They filmed that at NEOM. So I'm working, honestly, I want our students to be part of it because I know that they have worked very hard and we want to show their talents. And by the way, our first batch, they all are from the Tabuk region.
Oh.
Yes, so...
Was it random, or is it
no,
like
we
part of your strategy?
Part of the strategy. We focused at the beginning, to empower the talents from the Tabuk region. And so they are focusing also to show the Tabuk cuisine, and they're so proud of it.
Well, they should. They should.
So, yeah.
And so from all that very concrete and running experiences or trainings that you're providing, are there any best practices that you could maybe scale and share with the other Giga projects? Because Saudi, of course, NEOM is certainly one of the most well-known Giga projects, but can you share maybe with the other Giga projects, but also smaller projects, the best practices you've seen, what is working in Saudi, what is not working also, so they don't waste time?
I believe one of the best practices that we are doing and having is leading by example. For me, having the educational background in hospitality and tourism, and also working in hotels helped me a lot in managing the programs, managing the relationship with our students. I do understand what they need, the obstacle, the challenges, and I do have, this is a real situation, a real story happened 2 years ago. So we sent the first batch of our culinary arts to do an internship, to do it within the GCC. So I remember they arrived there, and then after maybe 2 days, I start receiving calls, messages, and I felt there is something wrong. There is something I'm sure went wrong. And then they were a bit shocked, because in hotels, we, the shared accommodation, and we are spoiled a bit. So for them, it was a shock. And they told me, no, we can't stay. We want to come back. Yeah, they were telling me that because they couldn't.
They were homesick.
Yeah, they couldn't handle it. And they shared the room. It was difficult a bit for them.
Oh.
Really, I mean, it's something different than what we have here. So I told them, okay, I totally understand. So I actually, I remember I went to meet them there. And I took them to a cafe. And I said, guys, I totally understand your situation. And I was an intern before, and I worked in hotels. And I was shocked as well. And it wasn't easy for me. But I focused on the learning outcomes and what I'm going to get out of this experience. I know that I'm not going to stay there, for a very long time. It's going to be, this is a phase we all have to go through. And then I told them, and if you don't want to stay, it's so easy. You will come back, tomorrow. We'll book you the flight and you come back. And at that time, okay, they told me, okay, let me think about it. So they think about it, and they decided to stay. And after that, after they finished the internship, they are very thankful, and they said, if you ask us to go again, we'll go because we have learned a lot. So that's why being in their shoes helped me a lot, to manage the situation. So I think this is one of the best practices that we are doing at NEOM.
But I think the fact that you came from operations gives you that credibility, right? You can really mentor them in the sense that I know exactly what you're going through.
And they do believe me, and I understand
you're credible,
them.
absolutely.
Yes, and I do understand them.
So this empowering strategy, when it comes to human capital and talent, clearly goes from upskilling and helping them training, but you're also teaching them resilience.
Yeah.
Which is, so do you think that sometimes you're a little bit like their family member or their coach or their mentor? There's a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah, I think so. And I always told them actually this thing. For me, yeah, it's part of my job, but this is something that also very close to my heart. And I feel responsible. And I told them, you are sisters and brothers to me. So yeah, I love taking care of them. And I want to see them very successful in their career.
Well,
and I'm sure that we will have Michelin stars, Saudi chef, and very successful leader in the hospitality. I believe in that.
Well, you clearly paved the way for the career, so thank you for that. Is there any, regarding the future outlook, the way you see things? Now you've been with them for 5 years, you build that pipeline. What do you wish for them? What do you have to say to them? Or maybe share with the audience, regarding the future outlook of maybe other colleagues or other peers of yours who are holding the same position in other locations in the country. What is maybe your message for the future?
You mean for our, students as
Yes,
well?
students or even peers or to the audience here today.
For me, it's very important when we say the empowerment of local talents is okay, to encourage them, giving them the positive feedback, but at the same time, we really have to do what they really need to be empowered. And I will give an example. For any, leaders in this room, in this industry, just think about 1 or 2 talents you have in mind, and empower them by taking them to very important meetings. Let them lead a project, of course, under your supervision. Let them do presentations and connect them to the industry more. I think this is what they really need. Working alongside a leader is what going to create the future leaders here in Saudi.
So help them build their own confidence
Yes.
in their capacities.
Yes.
And also give them the real opportunities to participate and contribute.
Yes.
So that has worked in your case, for instance.
Yes,
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Do you have any final message that you would like to share?
No, I think just if we all believe on the importance of the empowering local talents, we will reach our target, and we all will contribute to Vision 2030, and we should all be happy and proud of that.
Well, we all do hope so. Thank you so much,
Thank
Asil,
you. Thank you
for
so
being
much.
here and for
Thank you. Thank you. I
showing
do
that
appreciate it.
empowering local talent is real.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a